What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. Now 2007 was a very good time for R&B. Neo dropped Because of You, Alicia Keys dropped As I Am, R. Kelly dropped Double Up, T-Pain dropped Epiphany, and Jay Holiday, an artist that was establishing himself in the game, dropped Back of My Lack. Originally part of a music group called 295, Jay Holiday was always destined to get into the music game, but his career didn't really take off until around 2007. In a testament to this, the legends of baby making music themselves, Jagged Edge, gave Jay Holiday a massive cosign. When asked who they were feeling currently, they mentioned about 3 names: Neo, Omarion, and Jay Holiday. Jay Holiday. I like Omarion. I like a couple of Omarion's records. Jay Holiday is one of those musicians that were hot 1 minute and cold the next. The crazy thing is, at the height of his success, his songs went international. However, gradually we all found out that he wasn't able to maintain this level of peak performance for a very long time. The man seemingly disappeared off the map, so the question is, what happened to Jay Holiday? Now for most of us, the first time we heard the name Jay Holiday was when he dropped his hit single Bed around 2007. However, the first single off Back of My Lack was called Be With Me. I gotta say you're a hell of a woman. You're like a new drop in summer. As a whole, the project debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200 and sold about 105,000 copies in the first week. Now on first listen, you can instantly tell that the first 3 songs feel like they were inspired by Anthony Hamilton or an artist in that lane. Soul music was his favorite genre. Lala is one of those songs you want to listen to when you want to do a bit of self-reflecting. It serves 2 purposes. Even though he's talking about Mary Jane, the song can easily become a bedroom jam. In today's men versus woman climate, if Jay Holiday dropped Pimpin' Me today, a lot of people would think this song is corny. It does, however, have a powerful message. It speaks of a man who chooses to forsake the player in him to settle down with someone they care about. I personally felt like Jay Holiday's first album was pretty good, but everybody has an opinion and some people had harsh critiques for the album. For example, some people believe Jay Holiday wasn't able to craft his own lane and simply did whatever his producer would tell him to do. For example, on his hit single Bed, he almost sounded like The Dream, and that's because The Dream wrote the track. The Dream and his team were also responsible for the production of the song. The Dream's sound and influence cannot be overlooked in 2007, as he was also responsible for Rihanna's 2007 hit, Umbrella. So yes, while a lot of fans loved Back of My Lack, others believe Jay Holiday was not able to craft his own sound, making his music and album appear to be all over the place. I actually didn't write Bed. Actually, one of the cats that I wrote with on the album, his name is The Dream. He wrote the song. Interestingly enough, Chris Brown was a contender for the single Bed, however The Dream decided to work with Jay Holiday, which caused a little bit of tension between all the members involved. Now according to Chris Brown, the song would not become a hit unless he was on it. Needless to say, Chris Brown was wrong. I bet someone $500,000 that it would go to number 1, and I collected my money just last week. In that same year, Jay Holiday went on tour with R. Kelly for the Double Up tour. Now I won't go into too much detail about this because I'm sure we all know the story by now, but in essence, Neo was let go from the tour due to contractual agreements not being met. However, we later got to find out that R. Kelly felt threatened by Neo's stage presence as the crowd seemingly preferred Neo's music over his. According to Jay Holiday, he did not receive the same treatment Neo got from R. Kelly, mainly because he was a much smaller artist than Neo and was no threat to the Pied Piper. Jay Holiday got to release a deluxe version of his debut album around 2008. He also appeared in an awesome collaboration with Fat Joe called I Won't Tell, and then swiftly went to work on his next album. This time he dropped an album called Round 2. It debuted at number 4 in the Billboard 200 and sold about 55,000 copies in the first week, evidently selling less units than its predecessor. The first single off the project was It's Yours, a song that tries to tap into that baby making music lane, and on first listen, you can immediately tell that this song was supposed to be Bed Part 2. It is round 2. It feels like Bad, but not quite. It's nowhere near as impactful as Bad, not even close. And that's probably because the Dream was not involved in the creation of this song. Unlike his first album, the Dream's involvement in this album is non-existent. Not only that, Jay Holiday worked with a bunch of new producers. Overall, despite missing that mega hit, Jay Holiday's second album was just as good as his first. However, despite a good attempt, he was slowly falling into the guy who made bed category. You know, he was almost a one-hit wonder. Now, only one single was released from this album, which is very telling. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, one thing that held Jay Holiday back in his career was his inability to match the height and success of Bad, and I'll tell you why this happened. Back then, an artist with a hit album or song could afford to drop an album every 1 or 2 years because back then the climate was different and fans took more time to fully digest an album. To his detriment, Jay Holiday's entire career was molded around this business model and faded into the background as a result. He should have dropped 100 songs after Bad to keep himself relevant, because once a musician loses the interest of the public, it's difficult to get back. Now, one thing that led to Jay Holiday's career decline was the ever-changing climate of R&B. Around the 2000s, R&B started to fade away due to the demand for more hip-hop music. It was moving away from the "I want to make you mine and marry you" type of music to "let's have fun for one night." This is something Jay Holiday points out several times in interviews, as it annoys him greatly. Now, from my perspective, and I'm sure you've heard this take before, but T-Pain is part of the reason that R&B as a whole slowed down. His first album was literally titled Rapper Turned Singer, and his contribution to the game made rappers want to sing as well. Then when Lil Wayne started singing, and then Drake, it became apparent that anyone can become a decent singer as long as they have auto-tune and a good engineer. The reason Trey Songz is still here today while Jay Holiday is not is because Trey evolved with the times, broke out of his comfort zone, and did more features with these singing rappers, while Jay Holiday consistently put all his efforts into his albums. That explains why his albums are pretty good, but he needed to do more to stay relevant. Around 2008, he also went on tour with Trey Songz because they had similar fan bases, and over time a rumored beef between the pair began to surface. Now, Jay Holiday didn't talk too much about this, but mentioned that Trey Songz would not dare go at him because he had way too much dirt on Trey. From the sound of things, Jay Holiday is definitely going to appear in the Surviving Trey Songz documentary. Now, after his second album did not meet expectations, Jay Holiday was dropped from his label deal with Capitol. According to him, after his second album, Capitol Records tried to rebrand him, making his music appear softer, and then blamed him for the poor performance of the album despite him simply doing as they wished. He then signed a deal with Def Jam, one that bore no fruit, and as a result, he eventually decided to drop his third album independently. Now, before Jay dropped his third album, he was losing interest in music, and it took him a while for his heart to get back into the rhythm of things. He had a single in 2012 called Sign My Name, but he truly returned to music around 2014 with his album Guilty Conscious. Now, this album did not do amazing numbers as it was released independently, but once again Jay Holiday gave his core fan base the music they want to hear. This album came out on his own record label, Holiday Music Group. After this, Jay slowed down as far as making music goes, and only started making headlines around 2017 when the Dream's version of his hit song Bad appeared on Kanye West's Yeezy Season 5 fashion show. Confused by this, Jay Holiday took to social media to address the issue. "I wonder how the playing of the Dream's version of Bad happened, and not mine, the original version that was released. But I'm appreciative to Kanye for the look nonetheless." Now, Jay Holiday made headlines around 2018 once again when he went at female artists. This time he went at Beyonce, Cardi B, and SZA. Why did he go at them, you ask? Well, according to the man, he didn't like the content of their music, as all they did was sing about their pain. I got daughters, man. Beyonce, Cardi B, SZA, all y'all stop using that pain to make it okay, to say some bullshit on your record and get nominated for a Grammy for going through some bullshit. Now, you can't guard Beyonce, and the Beehive instantly made fun of Jay Holiday and called him irrelevant. He was also accused of having an issue with women, a stigma that followed him throughout the rest of his career. Now around this time period, R&B singer Jacquees claimed to be the king of R&B. Naturally, this made a lot of his fans and peers go crazy as his claim to the throne came out of nowhere. It seems like Jay Holiday took issue with Jacquees' claim as he fired back at Jacquees in a funny video. While responding to Jacquees, a random lady approached Jay Holiday and asked him if he was the valet. This set the internet on fire and Jay Holiday was clowned for days.
There's 3 kings of R&B. The first one sold 20 million on his first album.
Are you valet?
I'm not valet, baby. Not with a Gucci jacket on, I'm not valet, baby.
Around 2018, he released the single 25 to Life
Give me 25 to life.
and promised his album titled Time was in the works. Now around 2015, Lee Daniels and Danny Strong dropped their highly successful TV show Empire. The show is centered around Lucius Lyon and his family, who turned their ability to entertain an audience into a multi-million-dollar rap label. Now why am I talking about Empire? Well, according to Jay Holiday, he was considered for French actor Jussie Smollett's character, Jamal Lyon, but he turned down the role because he didn't want to have a negative influence on his community and more specifically, his kids. If you haven't watched the show, Jamal Lyon is an R&B singer who is in line to inherit his family's fortune. He starts off as a closeted gay character who eventually comes out to his family and fans. Jay Holiday was having no parts of this. Now some people think Jay should have taken the role in order to stay relevant, some others believe he made the right decision, while some believe he was lying. Now around 2019, Jay Holiday was supposed to be part of the TB tour, The Reunion. He was joined by B5, Day 26, Immature, and Brandy's brother, Ray J. Now after Ray J decided to withdraw from the tour, citing family problems, Jay Holiday was furious and took to social media to air out his frustrations. He took aim at Ray J and B5, and even mentioned beating up the members of B5. In essence, Jay Holiday is still doing Jay Holiday. He seems to be still making music and still does shows, then pops up from time to time to critique something, then he disappears into the shadow realm once again. Around 2020, he released a mixtape called Vacation, so that his fans would have something to listen to as he worked on his next album. According to the man himself, his entire goal in his music career was to make one hit. He did that on his debut album, and as a result he feels fulfilled. I say he made one more hit because aside from Bed, he also has Suffocate, a song that saved him from being a one-hit wonder. Jay Holiday's fans waited years for Time to be released, and he finally gave them what they want in 2022 when he dropped the album. The album is 11 tracks in length and barely contains any features and does offer previously released cuts like Feel Like and 0 to 60. So yeah, Jay is still dropping music, but he's doing so independently. And honestly, since he mentioned declining the role of Jamal Lyon in Empire, I can see it now. He would have been perfect for the role. Jay Holiday gets about 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and his most popular songs on the platform are Bed, Suffocate, Forever Ain't Enough, and I Won't Tell. That's it for me. It's your boy Ali. What happened to Jay Holiday in your opinion? Let me know down below. Video requests, be sure to let me know down below as well. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, peace.